Hi everyone, this is Big Benedict. We're playing Ninja Gaiden 2 on Master Ninja difficulty with advanced tactics. So this is the 4th chapter, Captive Goddess. And the upgrade that I made at the Miramasa shop, I can't remember exactly. I think what I did in the last chapter was I upgraded the lunar. So I think I may have upgraded the Falcon's Talons here. So the weapons that I have to level 2 are the Dragon Sword, the Falcon's Talons, and the Lunar Staff. So I was actually confused. I thought you got the Dragon's Claw and Tiger's Fang in this chapter, but you don't get that until the next time we meet with Ryu in chapter 6, because I was confusing that pickup, the Dragon's Claw, the dual swords, for how it is in Ninja Gaiden 2, where you do get that weapon in this chapter once we get to the Statue of Liberty area. So, I hope that it isn't off-putting for me to be calling this advanced tactics, and I also hope that people who see that don't think that I'm pretentious, because if you guys know me, or rather, the people that do know my channel and stuff like that, they know I'm not being pretentious, but it could come off that way to a newcomer. But I'm just letting you guys know that I'm mainly writing advanced tactics in this guide and calling it such because I'm trying to do different things. Well, I'm doing different techniques that are harder for me than what I did in my other 2 guides for this video game. And like I said in the first video, they're not going to be the most groundbreaking and or sophisticated tactics that are possible in this game, because there are extreme feats that you can do in this game that I cannot pull off. But for me, advanced tactics, it just means that I'm not being cheap. I'm doing things the hard way, and I'm not skipping any fights. And I'm trying to bring you guys advanced combos and moves and different strategies for dealing with bosses that you might not have thought about the first time you played the game. So here are the wind blades, and I believe that I upgraded the I can't remember exactly what I upgraded. So we've had 2 jewels of the. Have we had 2? No, we're going to be getting two jewels of the Demon Seal. I mean, we've already got 1, and I applied that to the Inferno, and the next one I apply is to the Windblade. So yeah, I have the Inferno up to level 2, and when I get to the next jewel of the Demon Seal, once we get a little bit further into this chapter, I will have the Windblades upgraded to level 2. So I'm just trying to let everybody know where I'm coming from with my upgrades. So if you're playing this game in tandem with me, you can upgrade the same things if you want to. You don't have to. It's completely up to you. So I was trying to do a wind path off that guy's head and it missed. But normally this game, you guys, is fantastic. And people were actually asking me, you know, what is the fate? What do you think the fate of Ninja Gaiden is? And to be honest, I think that we'll never see another good Ninja Gaiden game. And I know that sounds pessimistic, but you know, what we're seeing here, you know, Ninja Gaiden Z, this childish thing that they're doing with it. The hardcore days of Ninja Gaiden, I think they're gone for good. And I don't ever think they'll come back. I mean, I want them to come back, but I honestly don't think it's possible. So, you know, that's something to lament for sure. But on the other hand, you could celebrate what we have. We have terrific games that I still haven't. I've never played the original Ninja Gaiden, not all the way anyway. And it is possible to play Ninja Gaiden Black on the Xbox 360, either with a disc or purchasing it at the Xbox Live Store. And also, it's not possible currently to buy Ninja Gaiden, the first one. I'm just going to call it Ninja Gaiden. Some people call it Ninja Gaiden 1, which it actually is, but the official name on the box is Ninja Gaiden. So it's not possible currently to buy that in the Xbox Store, but I have purchased that disc, and it does work on the Xbox 360. The only problem that I don't like with the first Ninja Gaiden is that there's no moving the camera around when you're charging it. Oh no, you can't even. You can charge an attack when you have essence in the area, which is fine by me. I've never really been spamming charges even in those games. But you cannot do an ET or a UT unless there is essence around. So little glitches like this are always kind of amusing to see. But you know, that's just going to happen with these guys. Now, the black Vangelfs, they have more HP than do the purple ones. And they look a little bit more terrifying. But the only thing you have to realize is that the only thing that differentiates them from the purple guys is the color of their skin. They're just reskinned. They have no harder moves to dodge or anything like that. They just have more HP. That's the only thing you have to be concerned with. And once you know that, you can feel empowered because you don't have to change any of your tactics. Everything works the same. It's just that you've got to hit them a few more times. So that area is cleared, I believe. Now the gate's going to open. And you want to save your progress. Now I'm going to switch to my Dragon Sword. Somebody actually wrote in the comments that they thought this weapon was my favorite. And it is I wouldn't say it's my favorite. I mean, it's the weapon you see me use the most in the game. But I have a lot of weapons that I like to use. It's just that I suppose it is my favorite if you want to call it a favorite. It's the default weapon, and I love to use it. It's so versatile and easy to use and fun to use. I also really like the Dragon's Claw and Tiger's Fang, and I'm looking forward to playing with it. It's just that I thought it was in this level, but it's not until the Aqua Capital till we get that. And I'll be using that very frequently because I love that weapon. I actually just started using it recently in my last guide too. I didn't used to like it. The thing I like about the Dragon Sword though is being able to do the Flying Swallow when you're just traversing the world map and being able to travel a little bit faster. But this is a tough fight here, so you want to focus on your parries and doing UTs if you need to. I mainly do UTs when I see Essence lying around and I just want to hop away from enemies, do a quick charge, and kill some guys. Just always be aware that whenever you're OTing enemies, you're only going to get yellow orbs. So if you're ever trying to get Nympho orbs or healing orbs, you're going to have to do an Azuna drop or a guillotine throw kill or just a standard kill with XXXX. Oh, here, this was kind of funny. I think I got like a 70 hit combo, so I sped this up. Or you can get a shuriken kill, which I did right there. So, two of the same items over here. Well, that would have been an item for me if I had my health all the way up. And there was something else. That orb right there was, I think, 2,500. What I like about this game is I love the fact that if you collect all the skulls, you get a discount at Muramasa's shop. I think that is really good. It's a good challenge, and it gives you incentive for collecting those skulls because in Ninja Gaiden 2, getting the skulls, I think it only gave you a trophy and it increased your karma score. So unless you're one of those people that always trying to get more karma and stuff like that, it was kind of pointless to get the skulls except for the trophy or the achievement rather. Sorry about that. But at least they give you a deal at the Muramasa shop, so everything's half off, And also, you don't ever have to buy weapons in this game, so. But that does limit your ability to get all, because in Ninja Gaiden 2, if you did grind for money, you could get every single weapon upgraded to the highest strength. But here they limit you, so you have to decide which weapons you want to, take up to level 3. And you can't actually upgrade a weapon to level 3 until chapter, I think it's chapter 8, but it might be a different numerical chapter, just because I'm not used to having to account for the female protagonist chapters. But the snow level, that level, when we're in the snow, that's the point at which you could upgrade your weapon to level 3. And obviously there's the level 4 strength for the Dragon Sword and the Dragon Sword alone. So there's a little crossfade right there because I went back and I got the Nympho orbs from, I think I got the Nympho orbs, but it really wasn't necessary because there's another box of orbs over here. Or I simply decided to save it. And I don't try to disguise where I save it. I save it whenever I feel like I need to, and that's what you should do too. So if I were you to get better in this game, I would kind of limit the amount of times you save it, and also try not to heal. And I know that sounds rather masochistic, but you don't really see me heal too much. I mean, I will. There's going to be some very difficult fights. I mean, the boss battle for this chapter, I'll probably have to heal very, very frequently. But the thing is, like on these standard encounters, there's no way in hell I would ever heal here, because I've got a save statue coming up, and if I die, you know, I'll just start over. There's just no point of healing. Not on basic battles, there's not. I mean, I'm going to heal here just to pick up the item, so I don't waste an item. Oh, another thing I really like about this game is that the loading times are a lot briefer, because it doesn't have like the title card that comes up in Ninja Gaiden 2 every time you die. So they just reload you at the save statue. So the very expeditious way of getting your getting yourself to the next spawn. So save your progress over here. Now we're going to go up the ladder. There's typically a loading over here somewhere, but I think yep, there's the loading. It's always right there. It's funny how there's always the same loadings. So the Jewel of the Demon Seal, I'm going to get it, but you may not see me apply it because I think I did it off camera somewhere. We have 2 Vangels going to be charging us over here, as well as the mutant demons flying in the air. So obviously just take them out. I think it takes 3 shots if you don't aim at them, and then 2 shots if you do aim. So I like to go for XXY. And I know we're using the PS3 controller, so I shouldn't say XXY, but it's so ingrained in me, you guys. I'm sorry about that. But square, square, triangle. It's also harder to say square, square, triangle. I could say SST, but that's kind of archaic. People might not know what that is, unless you're a really hardcore fan. So, also don't forget to get the Talisman of Rebirth over here. I actually have one already because I wanted to max out my items, and I personally like getting more money. It doesn't mean you make more money. It's just that I like getting the money from the boxes, having maxed out my items, because that means that I'm saving all my items up, not using stuff. And it's just a way for me to just it's kind of like a motivational thing for me. It's just I like to have all my items maxed out, so I know that, you know, when I come to a chest, sometimes I don't even have to open it, because I know that a corpse will be that situation. Because a corpse, if you pick up something from a corpse, it'll say you have the maximum. But if you open it from a chest, it will give you either orbs or money, depending on the situation. So we're going to get this Life of the Gods over here, and the way to get these monsters to spawn down here, if you want to fight them, is to just get that box and then come back over to this area. If you want to avoid these guys, you don't get the box, but then you won't get your Life of the Gods. So there's a couple of Vangels down here. And the word, I was looking up in the bestiary, and these guys are called Vang Elves. And I looked up the word Vang, and that might, sometimes in the European pronunciation of that, it would be a W rather than a V, for some odd reason that it's too complicated to discuss, but I know why it is, because of the dialect. But that would kind of lead me to the fact that these guys might be like werewolf type of elves, you know, because the word Vang turned into the word Wang, and that kind of sounds like werewolf. I mean, it doesn't sound like it, but it might lead me to think that might be why it is. But the ecosystem in this game is really bizarre. I mean, we start out facing ninjas, and then we're fighting these guys here. I don't mind fighting these guys too much. Not even the black. I've got to admit that the black guys do psych me out a little bit, just because I know they're not like dark midnight black, you know, like black as night, but they're kind of like a deep, dark purple black, I guess you'd call it. Or maybe it is black. Maybe, you know, maybe they couldn't go full on black, but they do psych me out just because of the color. You know, when you see the purple guys, it's like, oh, okay, one of these guys is coming in. The color is not too scary. It does work with your mind. This game is funny that way, but still, it's wonderful. It's a wonderful experience. If you've never played this game, hell, if you've played it 100 times, play it 101st time. It'll still have the same appeal. To me, it does anyway. Because when I play these games, I never thought I would ever be able to beat Warrior. Never. And when I beat Warrior, I got my ass kicked on Mentor so much that I thought to myself, Mentor will be the challenge I'll have to face for the rest of my life and never be able to overcome it. But trust me, I would really like to have. I know there is an Ultimate Ninja challenge on the trials in this game, the challenges, but I would love to see a higher challenge like an Ultimate Ninja. And I know that sounds gay. I don't like that Ultimate Ninja stuff they're doing in Ninja Gaiden 3 for the highest difficulty. It's really, really gay. I'm not being homophobic. I'm just saying gay, meaning stupid. But I would love to see, after you clear Master Ninja, I would love to have a challenge for Ultimate Ninja on this difficulty for the main story campaign. But anyway, we're going to be facing the giant brute fiend pretty soon. His name, I also call him King Kong. We faced him twice in this game. And this is the first time I'm going to face this guy without using arrows, so I try to use a lot of weapons over here, and the only one that I had a lot of success with is the Lunar Staff. And fortunately for me, I had it at level 2, so XXY works tremendously well. You've always got to keep your guard up. Now when he does that swipe right there, you've got to get out of the way. And also when he does the stomp, you've got to get out of the way. So, and also when he reels back like that, it's a perfect opportunity to hit him. So, see how I'm going to always keep my guard up. It breaks your guard, but at least it doesn't damage you. So, just get by his leg, XXY. I was doing XXY with the Dragon Sword, but it was leaving me vulnerable, and a Shuriken cancel wouldn't save me either. So, I also tried the Falcon's Talons, but as fast as they are, they don't have any good combos that I could find that were valid here. So, you just want to stand like... See, I was on the inside of his leg right there, and that's why I got penalized. But notice, I'm not going to heal, because even if I die, I'll get better the next time I try this guy. So, fortunately I didn't die, though, because I don't know, I kept my guard up, and I succeeded. And what I love about this game is that they give you a checkpoint after King Kong. In Ninja Gaiden 2, it's disgraceful, because they don't give you a checkpoint after King Kong, and they also do not give you a checkpoint after the Drunken Skeleton boss fight later in the game in the Lycanthrope's castle, which is criminal in my opinion. That's even worse. Well, it's not even worse, but it's tantamount to how bad it is in Ninja Gaiden Black and Sigma, and I imagine Ninja Gaiden 1, where they don't give you a checkpoint once you get to Doku. I always confuse Mirai with Doku, but I mean Dark Mirai, the final boss of Ninja Gaiden Sigma and Black and 1. That's 3 games. It's all the same game though. But many people would argue that it's not. So I was getting really thrashed over here, but I was sticking with it. XXY, and then sometimes XXY won't delimb these guys, so it's not a guaranteed delimb. But notice I got a Y parry right there, and you'll just have to forgive me. If I say Y, I mean triangle. If I say X, I mean square. So there's one demon bat deceased right there, and one more demon bat over here, and there's nothing else. Ordinarily there would be a fight out here and inside after the save point, but we don't get that. We also get a really odd weapon in this game that's similar to the Daulachro. It's called the Endless Fang, and I used to love it really a lot, but now I don't care for it too much. So over here I was kind of lamenting the fact that you can't pick up these incendiary shurikens over here, and it sucks. Kind of tease you. And I also was lamenting the area over there where the Test of Valor was, the second one. And it's a little sad, but this game obviously, doesn't want to have that in the game. So that's, what can you do? The next section up ahead is going to be with 2 archers down the hallway, so you can snipe them if you want to, or segregate one and then go in for stuns with shurikens and fly swallow these guys. These guys have very little HP. See how fast they go down? So I'm just going to see where he shoots and then dodge at the last second to move out of the way. And that guy goes down. I don't even think you have to OT those guys. They don't have any life. So in here I like to In this room, I like to stay over here so that I'm not dealing with the archers who are a nuisance. One alternative would be to just go seek and destroy those archers because they're up on the second floor. But they're just a pain in the ass to go grab. So what I like to do is just contain everybody in here. There's 2 waves. That's the first wave cleared. Then you'll see some more guys jumping in the background. This is the second wave. And you see archers shooting. Just a real nuisance. So I've never liked to fight in that main room. But this room took me, in all honesty, it took me like at least an hour to do. But the thing was, sometimes you just play and you just get off your game and you don't play so well. And you could do it. It's just that I'm trying to be the best I can be when I play. So I don't really accept anything like mediocre gameplay. I just say, you know what, this isn't working for me. I'm just gonna let these guys kill me. But most of the time, it was me getting killed, and it kind of runs the gamut. Sometimes we get in that really good take, and then that's usually the point where I'll go back and save it because I like to, have my work represented by my best possible gameplay. But when I'm not saving and such like that, I have to just take sacrifices if I'm not doing so well. So be it. So here's a Devil's Way mushroom, and then the way to get over to there is that way. Get it on landing charge, and then take this guy out. I don't think it'll take him out actually, but you will get him into OT status. No, he did get taken out. That's good. Now we're going to jump down here, and I thought there was going to be a million of those demon bats, but that's only in Ninja Gaiden 2. So we're going to get a tripwire spawn right up here, so you want to fall back and compensate for the incline. You see, I didn't get that on landing charge, but it didn't screw me up. So I did a UT right there, and it took out several of those Van Gelfs. Sometimes you are going to see me do UTs, especially in the next chapter. That chapter is so exhilaratingly hard. It always makes my blood run so fast and so cold when I die. The Momiji section, it's some people have no issues with it, or very little issues. I have extreme issues with it as far as being able to do it. It's very, very difficult because it'll be the first time we're playing as a female protagonist, and I would say that her stage is the hardest. Rachel's is hard too, but it's more annoying than hard. And Ayane's is difficult too, but it's probably the most bearable of all 3, and the most doable in my opinion. Although, I'll say that, but then the next guy might say something completely different. So it just depends on, the subjective experience of playing the game. Oh, I took a wrong turn. I don't know why they don't just have both stairs accessible. Why you can't jump up one. It doesn't make any sense, but oh well. And Alexei, oh man, that motherfucker is so difficult. And again, a lot of people might say he's just one of the more basic bosses in this game, but I think a lot of people struggle with Alexei. And what I'm going to have is, I'm going to have the boss fight. It's about a 3-minute video, and then following the regular boss fight, it'll be in real time or just regular speed. I'm gonna have a clip of that same boss encounter in half speed, so it'll be a 7-minute examination of that boss in half speed, so I could talk more about what's going on. And it's just hard when a fight's so short to talk a lot of strategies, and then when I could just slow everything down and talk about just exactly what's going on at every instance, then that's a lot better. It's easier for me to talk strategy and more helpful to people in the long run. So if you're not interested in watching the full examination of him, you can just skip it and watch the Statue of Liberty boss fight. But I wouldn't want to watch that if I were you. It's very boring and very tedious. Not difficult, tedious. So we're going to get a save point over here somewhere, right over in these stairs. And for Alexei, I would recommend having the Dragon Sword at level 2. When we face him again, he's not going to be that much of an issue because we're going to have so much health, and we're going to have the true Dragon Sword. And, you know, add those two components up, and you really can't be surprised about having success on the same exact boss. I mean, there's nothing new about him. It's just in a different location. So sometimes these ISN just give me a real bad problem. Other times they're pretty easy. I mean, I can get a parry. If you see me failing a parry, it's because I lack the confidence to know that I got the successful parry. Like right there, I didn't know. You see, then I got it that time. It's just a matter of me kind of being confident that I got the parry, and there's no real way to know that you've got the parry except for like a split second in your mind you know it. And a lot of people can't play these games. They consider these games to be too hard, and they are really fucking hard. But okay, I took a little bit of a risk here because sometimes you could have the bats here, but fortunately the orbs stayed right there for me, so I could jump over here, use them to charge. I was almost 100% convinced that those orbs would just fly into me and I couldn't expedite a charge. But I don't want to sound like I'm bragging because I could play these games. A lot of people can play them, but few can beat them on Master Ninja difficulty. And that's not to disparage people, because there's a lot of other people who play games and can beat difficulties of like first-person shooters, first-person stealth games on highest difficulties and whatnot. Whereas, you know, I probably couldn't do that. But the thing is, I wouldn't want to play those games because I don't care for those games. And likewise, people who play those games probably don't care for this game. So I don't think there are any more enemies. I was looking around for some enemies, but the only enemies that exist in another game, in Ninja Gaiden 2. Okay, so let's focus on Alexei. Have the Dragon Sword equipped, have the Inferno equipped, because he's not susceptible to Ninpo except when he's up in the air and casting magic. And you could always get in a nice free hit on him. But he only does that very infrequently, normally after he has grabbed you, so it's kind of a way to get back some of the hits you've got on yourself. So here's the regular fight, and I'm just going to gloss over the fight. What he does is, you're supposed to stay close to this guy. You don't really want to stay too far away from him, but when he's throwing those projectiles, you've got to get out of the way, obviously. So I just go for triangle attacks, and occasionally I'll do a flying swallow. Cast Ninpo also to immune myself from damage. Watch out for his whirlwind twirl, and you have to dodge. You have to get the timing down. The thing about me on this boss is that I know exactly how to evade all of his attacks. But the thing is, I have a very hard time of going in for hits confidently and knowing when the safest time to hit this guy is. But as you can see, he does a couple of like slow punches, so you have to compensate by those. They're not grabs, not all of them anyway. Some of them will just shove you, but one grab will end your life. So I know I get grabbed somewhere. And I'm going to be talking about this guy in depth in a moment when we do the slow motion view of this fight. What you do, you want to dodge at an angle when he's coming at you, too, and dodge at the very last second, and you won't get hit. Trust me. What else to say about this guy? Yeah, when he throws out his skulls, just evade. He's very easy to evade, and I gotta say that he's predictable. He is predictable, but he moves so fast that you've got to have very, very sharp reflexes and impeccable timing here. If you screw up, you're in for a world of hurt, and it really does hurt, because you'll end up having to waste a talisman of rebirth. And when he goes into berserk mode here, you guys, I'm telling you, you cannot hit him when he's doing anything other than letting you going for punches. See, there's an instant grab right there. I also have a problem with this guy in Ninja Gaiden 2 because his grabs So there's the time when he goes in the air. His grabs on Ninja Gaiden 2, I don't think they take away as much, but he's still tough. So like this is the only safe time you could actually deal with him. So again, stick close to him and go in for triangle attacks. And okay, so here's the fight again. He's going to charge me. I'm going to evade to the upper right, excuse me, going for an XXY attack. And then what does he do? He tries to grab, or he tries to punch rather. I move. He tries to punch again. I block. He breaks my guard. I go in for triangle, 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 and then I back off. And then what does he do? Let's see what he does. He goes for the charge in the air. He missed me, so now I'm keeping my guard up. He's going to do, he always throws his skulls after that, so just evade twice to the left or to the right, and then evade diagonally at that point. And then what did I do here? I took a couple swipes with the triangle times 3, and then he reacts with what? His orb shield thing there. So you got to watch out for that. Just stay away from it, back off, and you'll be fighting. I fought this guy like hundreds of times, so you'll get in a win. You just have to practice a lot. So here he's throwing his skulls. I decided to use the magic. Sometimes I just weary of dodging so much. So that hit him. It didn't hit him, but it saved me. Gave me iframes. So he's stunned from his twirl. So I should go over there and attack him. But he flew up. He charged at me. I need to hold my ground for now. He's going to charge at me again. I know what he's doing. It's just a matter of, trying to not be so fearful of going over to him. That's my biggest issue. And I'm trying to not stay so far away from him. But here he's throwing his skull attacks, skull projectiles, so I needed to immune myself. All of his attacks can be dodged. Trust me. It's just that he moves so fast that you might get clipped, or worse, grabbed. So there was a flying swallow, but he hit me on the down slide. So that took away quite a lot. So I had to get out of the way. I could have, I evaded backwards, missed the triangle attack. He flipped back, and that's a great opportunity to hit him. See, triangle, 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 and then that's all you could really get on him unless he goes in for more. See, I backed away like a coward there. So what I should have done was rolled with his punches, so to speak, and kept hitting him and compensating for his punches, and then kind of waiting for his punches, because his punches are, it's kind of a very ironic situation because he's so fast, but when he's punching he does very slow punches. So it's one of those really weird contradictions of a boss. So here he's going for punches. I mean, look how slow he punches. So triangle, triangle, triangle. I just like doing the triangle times 3 move because the XXY move, I don't think it hits him at all. Like every hit, I don't think every hit connects sometimes. So, and also I think I'm a little bit more vulnerable after that final triangle hit too. So you see how necessary this is to slow everything down. So he flew at me again right there. I'm gonna go in for a flying swallow. And did I get punished? No, I didn't get punished, but I would have if I hadn't dropped Nimpo to give myself iframes. And here he's going into his whirlwind twirl as per his normal custom. I'm doing the reverse wind and dashing. Here he's going to do his skull attacks. I know what this guy does every single time, and you will too. And looks like I evaded too late there and almost got clipped. So did a Azuna drop right there and come down. Let's see what happens if I'm... No, see, coming down from that Azuna drop was safe. I didn't need to shuriken cancel or anything like that. But I don't think that happens every single time. He might not always get stunned like that. So I figured to myself that I was going to have to use a Talisman of Rebirth, so I might as well use my Nimpo and try to get some hits on him, even though they might not take. He's going to do his skull attacks. Whenever he flies up, though, I love it because then I can get a free shot on him with the Inferno. So that didn't do anything, but yet again, I'm just trying to use. I'm just trying. Sometimes on the off chance you will hit him with your Nimpo, even though he's not up in the air. So he flew at me. He hit me, or he tried to hit me, and I evaded. I should have gone in for some swipes there, but this gets really intense when his life starts getting to the halfway point, and then when he goes into the berserk mode, it's so exhilarating, you guys. It's there's nothing like it except the Momiji section. I mean, a lot of these fights are. So what did I do? I go in front of Azuna drop right there, and I'm going to come down. I'm probably going to cast Nimpo. Yeah, I cast Nimpo just to be on the safe side there. And I do not think that I have used my Talisman of Rebirth, but let's really analyze how I end up getting grabbed here. So he punched a couple times, I evaded, and I did 3 triangle presses right there, and that knocks him back. See, that knocks him back, and he always does that backflip after that. And then now he's in berserk mode, so I would not. The problem is he's even faster, if you can believe it. He's even faster, so I'm using more Nimpo to immune myself. I'm just getting scared. That's complete fear right there, you guys. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna have to evade, and as crazy as it sounds, you've got to get close to him so he could do his punches, and then you could go in for your own punches after he. Okay, so there it goes. There was the grab. Instant death. So I like to at least perish when I'm in berserk mode, because I always know that it's a very high chance that he'll grab me. It's because I can't react. See, every time he grabs you, it's a perfect opportunity to use the Inferno. So I'm going to use that and watch the hits I get on him. It's not much, but it might have saved the fight. It might have won me this fight. See, it's not much, admittedly, but that's a couple free hits. So I'm just evading. He does the same exact moves. He's in like super happy grab mode now. So whenever you can get him in these series of punches, whenever he's punching, just roll with it. Stay by him, evade, and because he punches very slowly, like I said. And make sure you have a couple of healing items for the next fight too. That's the big problem here. So triangle, 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 and I knew he was going to punch me again, so I evaded. Did the reverse swing towards him, and then the triangle ×3 move finished him off. That is a hard fucking fight. And now we have a tedious fucking fight here with the Statue of Liberty. You can block the electric things on the ground when she's punching. So watch as I do this. See, that breaks your guard, but it doesn't damage you. It's really nice. So see how I blocked that? It didn't take damage. There are other times when you can't. See, I didn't take damage, but there are other times, believe me, when you can. So at first, now she's going to light up the ground. This you cannot block. So I used Nimpo to immune myself from damage, and she'll either slam her whole arm down one time and one time only, or she'll do it really fast and then do a series of, I think, 3 slams of her arm. And you cannot be anywhere near that, nor can you be anywhere near when she's slamming her arm down anyway. So when she's doing this, just dodge around the environment, and you could even hit the other hand. See, she guard blocked me right. She guard broke me right there, and see the other hand. I could hit that other hand if she wasn't going crazy now, but I'm going to use a healing item in a moment. But I'm going to get some quick hits. I usually just like to use square attacks. See, she reels back right there, but that's not your cue to start using the arrows. Use another healing item there. See, I'm going for her other hand that's not doing anything, and I'm going to move out of the way, block the electric pulses on the ground, evade to the right, fly swallow. So now her neck is exposed. You shoot her neck, get in as many free shots as you can initially, but then you have to really be cautious about taking shots here. You don't want to take more than like 2 at any given time. See, this takes an astronomical amount of damage from you, so I would just say shoot once, or twice at the very minimum, at their maximum. Look how much that took away. Rewind that and look at that. That is ridiculous, man. This is one of the hardest levels, easily. So I'll see you guys in Chapter 5, Momiji's section.